Are you a real estate agent who is wondering how does eXp's revenue share model works? Well, in today's video, we're going to be breaking down exactly how the revenue share model at eXp, the world's fastest growing brokerage, works and why it is the biggest opportunity for you if you are a real estate agent who is looking to build a team or an organization of real estate agents so that one day you can stop selling real estate and actually enjoy the lifestyle that you want with time, money, and location freedom. My name is Kobe Xin, and I am the co-founder of Agent Wealth Hustle, and I lead a real estate agent organization of 70 agents here at eXp Realty, and I am joined here by my business partner, Charlie Cameron, who is the founder of Agent Wealth Hustle and has a real estate agent organization of over 100 agents at eXp. So Charlie, let's dig right on in. eXp's revenue share model has been really taking the industry by storm, and I'm really excited here to share with everybody how it works and how people can benefit from it.
Thanks, Kobe. Today, we're going to use a presentation style to really show you how revenue share works. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So eXp Realty revenue share, we're going to deep dive a little bit into how it works. And we're happy to get on a call and discuss this in any more detail, as much detail as you want at any time. So what is revenue share? It's essentially just an opportunity for agents to earn income like a broker by referring other agents to join the brokerage without any of the liability, the supervision, responsibilities, the transactional support, overhead expenses, geographic limitations, having to provide the benefits yourself that a broker has to carry. This is a free opportunity for everyone.
So yeah, revenue share is an opportunity for agents to essentially step into the role of a broker and only earn the benefits that a broker earns and not have to step into the role of an actual real estate broker as far as being able to supervise agents or carry any of the liability or even get a broker's license. So agents like you and I can actually start building essentially their own brokerage within the eXp brokerage model and leverage the infrastructure that eXp has to build an organization of real estate agents and earn income every single time an agent they refer to the company closes a transaction. The cool thing about eXp's revenue share is that the agents themselves are not paying you, the sponsor, any additional fees, splits, or costs because the revenue share that is paid to you is actually coming out of eXp's part of the split from eXp's own revenue, hence the term revenue share. So eXp, if you guys didn't know, has an 80-20 split for our agents. So eXp actually takes out of their 20% that they're receiving from all of the agents' closed transactions, and then they share that back to your sponsor or you if you are sponsoring agents to join the company, not from the agent's 80% or the agent's part of the split. So that way it's a win for the agent and it's a win for you who is actually building the revenue share organization as well. Here is a very simple example of how revenue share works. So in this example, let's just assume that John is an agent who is already at eXp, and he goes out there and he introduces Susan or refers Susan, who's another real estate agent, to join eXp. In this scenario, Susan names John as her sponsor when she's signing up to eXp on her join application. So in this scenario, if Susan goes out there and closes a transaction that generates a $10,000 gross commission income, how much revenue share will John earn and how does the revenue share break down? So in this next slide, we're actually going to break these numbers down for you and show you exactly where the revenue share is coming from. So just to reiterate, Susan goes out there, closes a transaction that generates a $10,000 gross commission income. eXp has an 80-20 split. So first and foremost, Susan will take home 80% of that, or $8,000. eXp, as the brokerage, will receive 20% of that, or $2,000. And John, who is her sponsor in this scenario, will receive $350 in revenue share, but that revenue share is paid out of eXp's $2,000, not out of Susan's $8,000 commission. She gets to keep the full $8,000 commission, and the $350 is calculated as 3.5% of the gross commission income. So it's 3.5% of the total $10,000. So if Susan goes out there and she closes another transaction that was a $10,000 gross commission income, John will receive another $350 in revenue share paid out of eXp side. If she closes a transaction that was $20,000 in gross commission income, then John will receive a revenue share that was twice its size, right? So 3.5% of $20,000 in this scenario, which would be a $700 revenue share. And he will continue earning revenue share all the way up until Susan caps, in which case the revenue share he would have earned from Susan in that 1 year period would have capped as well at $2,800 per agent per year. So this is a chart of how our revenue share system works. So as you can see, revenue share is not just a direct line as far as you being able to earn income from the agents that you personally sponsor. It is actually a 7-tiered revenue share system. So we're going to go through this step by step here and kind of explain what that means. So as you can see here, whenever you personally bring an agent over to join eXp and they name you as their sponsor, you're going to receive 3.5% of all of the transactions that they're closing, and that is 3.5% of the total gross commission income, like we explained in our previous example, all the way up until they cap, in which point you would have earned a total of $2,800 per year per agent that you sponsor. And I just want to point out that there is absolutely no cap on how many agents you can personally sponsor. You can sponsor as many agents as you like, and you can have as many agents as you want in each one of your tiers. So how do you actually get to tiers 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7? And what does that actually mean? So when you sponsor an agent and they join eXp, what happens is that agent is going to go on your tier 1 of compensation. So what happens is when you bring an agent personally to eXp, that agent is going to have the exact same opportunity that you do to sponsor agents and build revenue share on their own as well. So what happens when an agent you sponsored eXp goes out there and sponsors an agent of their own, that agent will go on their tier 1 of compensation and your tier 2 of compensation. So if you go out there, you sponsor someone and they sponsor somebody else, that person will go on your second tier and basically fall 1 tier removed from the agent that personally brought them in your revenue share organization. So if you sponsor an agent who is on your second tier, or you have an agent who is on your second tier and they go out there and they sponsor somebody to join eXp, that agent will go on your third tier. If you have a third tier agent that sponsors somebody, that agent will go on your fourth tier, and so on and so forth, all the way down for 7 tiers of compensation. And that is how our revenue share numbers work and how our tiers work. So basically, just to kind of reiterate once again, if you sponsor an agent on your first tier and they go out there, they sponsor somebody else, right? That agent who is on your second tier, when they close a transaction, now both the agent who personally sponsors them to the company and you, who is essentially indirectly responsible for bringing that agent over, now both of you will get paid when that agent closes a transaction. And it works the same way all the way through tiers 2 through 7 at different levels as far as different percentages of compensation for when an agent closes a transaction and how much revenue share you're receiving. And again, when an agent caps at eXp, you are no longer able to earn revenue share from their production for the rest of the year. But once their cap resets, you will continue earning revenue share all the way up until they cap at the company again the following year. So you have a cap on how much revenue share you can earn per agent every year, but it resets every year, just like the cap resets every year. So Charlie, why don't you break down for us some examples as far as the earning potential of revenue share and just how the duplication component works?
Yeah, and before we do that, I just want to point out that this is less confusing than it appears, and we could certainly walk you through this and simplify this on a Zoom call for as long as you'd like. So just don't. I know it's a little bit of an eye chart, but definitely we can help you understand it if you need additional help with that one. So let's just walk through a couple of simple examples with just a couple of tiers there. So let's say that you sponsor 5 agents to eXp Realty directly, so that they would be in your tier 1, and they are all capping agents. So there's lots of different reference points for how you can cap at eXp. One example might be 12 $220,000 houses a year, or 6 $440,000 houses a year at 3% commission in both those examples. That's about when you would hit your cap at eXp. And so these are just capping agents who have hit that cap. And so you're maximizing your revenue share from each agent. So for each agent, you'd receive $2,800. So 5 times 2,800 is $14,000. And again, this is in addition to your regular commission earnings as a sales agent or referral agent and any stock awards that you may receive along the way. So this is just kind of additional income on top of that, which is deposited monthly into your account automatically. Now, if each of those agents you sponsored, so you sponsored 5, if each of them sponsors 5 agents, right? So if you can do it, maybe you can help them do it, or the resources that allowed you to do it, that you gained access to through your sponsor, you can also provide to these agents so that they can go sponsor 5 agents of their own. So now you have 25 agents on that second tier, right? So 5 in your front line, your first tier, and then 25 in your second tier, because each agent there in your first tier sponsored 5. So for each on those second tier agents, each of these green bubbles here, if they're each a capping agent, you'll earn $3,200 per capping agent. So 25 times 3,200 is $80,000. Plus we earned the $14,000 from that first tier up here. So we add that up and that comes out to $94,000 in revenue share. And we've only looked at 2 tiers. So there's a few revenue share key points we just want to make. Number one is this is totally optional. To participate in it is totally up to you. Everyone at eXp Realty has a sponsor. So you do name someone when you sign up, but it's totally optional to go and attract agents yourself. We think it's a great opportunity, obviously. Number 2, it's paid out of company dollars. We already made that point, but we just want to emphasize it again. Never are any of these agents paying you to be their sponsor. Number 3, it's paid whether eXp profits or not. This is not profit share, which at some real estate companies is where the profit center or the franchise or the broker has to actually make money that quarter in order for you to be paid. That's not how it works at eXp Realty. If the agents sell homes, you receive revenue share. So that brings us to number 4, which is you win when your team wins and only when they win, only when they're successful at selling houses. And we think that's a perfect relationship. Number 5, it's essentially like being a broker on autopilot. We're going to deep dive a little bit into that in just a second. Number 6, it can grow on its own because we showed you those tiers, right? And all the resources that you were given to be able to sponsor agents are now resources you can leverage and additional resources you can provide to help your agents sponsor additional agents. And the opportunity is now. There's a massive opportunity globally to provide a better brokerage model, a more agent-centric model to agents everywhere. About 40% of agents are still at a traditional franchise model or a traditional smaller independent brokerage. Now, let me cut that last part out. And number 7, the opportunity is now. This is a massive global opportunity to help the majority of agents out there find a better, more agent-centric model. So how is this like broker income on autopilot? So at a traditional brokerage, broker owners make their money from the commission splits and commissions brought in by the agents, right? So brokers want as many productive agents in their brokerage as possible. So they bring agents on, they focus a lot of time and attention on the producers. They spend a lot of money and time trying to recruit producing agents. And over time, those agents at their brokerage become team leaders who also recruit their own agents and take a split on that the broker gets a split on everything, right? Now, what's important to know about this is a franchise or a smaller independent broker, they have to recruit to get paid. So they spend time and money to do so. eXp brokers are different. They're on salary. eXp doesn't actually do any recruiting, doesn't have to spend millions of dollars on that. So agents attract and grow the company and get to receive the benefit of that. So what that essentially looks like is you get to now be in the driver's seat, determining your own destiny. And as you interact with other agents in whichever ways you want to interact with agents, you can go out and find them. You can network. You can just talk to agents as you normally do transactions. You can refer them to eXp Realty, help solve problems. For example, most agents just make more money on day one with the eXp Realty model, not even talking about revenue share or stock awards compared to most models out there. So you have some things to offer in addition to all the tools and training and support, lead generation, and other benefits. So by sponsoring agents to eXp and them going out and sponsoring other agents for you because they receive the same benefits, you're getting the benefit that a broker would normally receive. Once again, eXp doesn't have to spend money to grow the company. Instead, they allow you to earn the reward for that.
Exactly. So this is a really cool model, and we're going to break down exactly why this is beneficial for both the agent and the brokerage, because a lot of agents out there, they think, oh, how is this possible? Is this too good to be true? Well, the reason why this is possible is exactly like you said, Charlie, is because the brokerage itself is saving money so they can actually reinvest the revenue that any other brokerage out there could be generating back into these income streams for agents. So who does the revenue share model benefit? Obviously, it benefits the agents. It allows real estate agents out there to create a residual reoccurring income stream for simply referring other agents to join the brokerage as their sponsor. And again, this is something that agents at any other brokerage out there is currently doing, because if you are a real estate agent, and let's just say you run into another real estate agent out there in the marketplace and they're unhappy with their brokerage and they're asking you, hey, I'm looking for a new brokerage to hang my license with. Who should I be joining with? You're probably going to refer your own brokerage other than another brokerage that is out there, right? So eXp just actually pays you for doing that, and they don't pay you a flat fee. They pay you on a pay per performance basis when the agents you personally sponsors actually closes a transaction. So it obviously benefits the agents, but the revenue share model also benefits the brokerage as well. I'm going to show you a little bit how that works here in the next slide. So aside from benefiting the agents themselves, the brokerage eXp Realty is able to benefit from the revenue share model. And we explained a little bit about how that works and why that is previously, because eXp is able to grow and become the fastest growing real estate company in the world with very low overhead, because we have what's called a pay per performance model, right? When an agent brings over another producing agent, that person gets paid for helping grow the company, not just for simply referring agents that are out there who are not producing, right? So eXp only pays out revenue share if the agents you are bringing over to the company are producing themselves. So this makes it really beneficial for both the agent and the brokerage, which makes it really sustainable. And if you are attracting agents to a brokerage you're going to be hanging your license with, that is extremely important, as well as how is this model sustainable.
Right. So both the agents and the brokerage are benefiting to the tune of nearly $500 million in the last 2 years. So you can see here the numbers paid out in revenue share and stock awards in 2022 and 2023. So there's legitimate proof here that agents are really getting compensated for helping to grow the #1 real estate company in the world.
Right, exactly. So it is something that benefits both the real estate agent and the brokerage. And a lot of times agents ask us that, how do I actually go out there and attract agents, right? If you are a producing agent that is out there, I'm sure you have a ton on your plate and you don't necessarily think that you have the time or necessarily the experience to go out there and bring other agents to join the company. Well, I'm here to tell you that this is something that anybody can do. Like we mentioned earlier on in the video, I'm an organization leader with over 70 agents, and Charlie has an organization with over 100 agents, and we both started out at eXp as brand new agents. So this is something that is definitely doable and possible. And if we were able to do it, then I'm sure you are as well. And the first thing I want to bring up is that you don't necessarily have to do anything extra, right? We talked a little bit about earlier how agents at any other brokerage out there, when they're running into agents who are unhappy at a different brokerage, they tend to want them to join the brokerage that they're at, right? At eXp, when you do that, you're actually paid for helping that agent join a better model and close more transactions. So that is the first thing. The second thing is you want to continue being a great agent. And that is simply because if you are a real estate agent who is active in the marketplace, then what are you going to run into, right? A lot of other real estate agents. As a real estate agent, you are either giving offers or submitting offers, or you are taking offers on the listing side. So if you are running into a lot of agents because you are super active as a real estate agent doing a lot of production, then you're going to run into a lot of other agents, and they're going to naturally want to know what you're doing as well. And again, you can simply share your experience with eXp with other agents that you meet, and you can invite them to weekly presentations that we do specifically for the agents in our organization. And you do not have to try to explain everything about the eXp model on your own. This is something that we do. Again, if you look at the revenue share model, it is a 7-tiered system. And one of the things that isn't talked about quite enough is not just the 7 tiers of agents so you can earn income from below you, but the 7 tiers of partners that you have above you and actual resources that are provided to you, because they are essentially, their benefits are tied directly to you succeeding as well. So we are heavily incentivized to help you not just go out there and close more deals, but actually help you bring a lot of agents to your organization. And we do this in different ways. And one of the ways you're able to do this is actually invite them to presentations that we do specifically, again, for the agents in our organization. This is something that we do, Charlie, above and beyond just the eXp model.
Yeah, and it's crazy, but if you go back and you look at the tiers, it actually benefits us more as team builders, revenue share organization builders at eXp Realty, to help agents in our organization sponsor their own agents than to just go sponsor another one of our own. There's 2 reasons for that. Generally, the compensation is actually higher, and it's really a way to incentivize that behavior of us helping you sponsor agents. But the other piece is, if we help you sponsor agents, you're going to be generally more successful at sponsoring agents, and you'll probably want to stay because pretty soon you'll be a net positive agent at eXp, like we are, right? We get paid more than we pay in, even as producing agents, once you build enough of an organization, which is pretty insane, right? And I still get recruiting calls from other brokers and stuff, and I'm always just like, are you going to pay me on a monthly basis to come join your brokerage? And the answer, of course, is always no, right? And so, okay, well, then I'm not leaving, right? So that was a long-winded way of saying we are here to help you attract agents, right? With our resources, not just us, but our upline as well. We're going to take you on 3-way calls. If you have somebody who's interested, but you don't really know how to talk about the model yet, we got you. That's exactly what we're here for. Not only that, but we act as mentors and our upline acts as mentors in this particular field. And we certainly have 4 masterminds a week now to help you do exactly this and sell more houses. So really, we got your back because we win when you win and vice versa, which is a completely amazing experience because nobody pays anybody, but we all get paid. It's absolutely amazing.
Right. It's incredible what the model is able to do. And if you guys enjoy this video and want to learn more about what it's like to be with eXp, and if you guys are interested in building a massive revenue share organization here, we invite you to book a one-on-one Zoom call with us so that way you can learn a little bit more about not just the eXp revenue share model and how it can benefit you, but also all of the additional tools, resources, coaching, systems, and assets that we have used ourselves to personally build our organizations, and you will have access to if you join with us in our organization, that we can actually give you so that you can build your organizations on your own. And we will actually sit down and help you develop a plan so that way you can go out there and leverage your unique experiences, skill sets, and knowledge to be able to attract agents to your revenue share organization. So if this is something you want to learn more about, make sure to book a one-on-one call with us. Again, we offer a lot of resources above and beyond the eXp model, and we think it can really benefit you. But without further ado, guys, make sure to check out our resources and check out the rest of these videos on the revenue share model and the passive income agent series and why building a revenue share organization is the best way for you to have time, money, and location freedom.